Morning students, in the previous video we had seen about your fiber splices. So in this video we will be seeing about the fiber connectors there. So here your fiber connectors are nothing but the demountable fiber connectors. It can be removed and jointed according to our requirements there. So in this case here we are going to have, we say that a fiber connector is a demountable fiber connector and it is going to be more difficult to achieve than your fiber splices there. So here it is should have similar tolerance requirement, but in this case the tolerance requirement should be in a removable fashion. So here what we are going to do is we are going to have a repeated connection and disconnection must be allowed, and it should be done without the problems with fiber alignment. So in that case the degradation in performance should not be there in the case of fiber connectors. So here the fiber ends must be protected from damage while handling the joints, while doing the joints or connections between the fibers. So here in this case this fiber ends must be insensitive to the environmental factors. So the environmental factors might be the moisture and the dust or the environmental factors, and these fiber ends must be insensitive to that, and it should be able to cope up with the tensile load on the cable. So here we are going to have the cable. If there is going to be any tensile load on this cable, it should be able to withstand that, and it can be fitted with relative ease there, and it should be an ideally low cost component. A fiber connector should be a low cost component there. So the three major parts of your fiber connectors are going to be a fiber termination, fiber end alignment, and your outer shell. So fiber termination is nothing but it is going to protect and locate the fiber ends. So after protecting it, next is fiber end alignment. So fiber end alignment should be done to provide optimum coupling of the power between the two fibers. Next is outer shell. So outer shell is going to maintain the connection and the fiber alignment, and it is going to protect the fiber ends from the environment, and it is going to provide adequate strength at the joints. So the losses that are going to take place in this fiber connectors are going to be in the range from 0.2 to 0.3 decibels. So here we are going to take the butt jointed connectors. So butt jointed connectors, these are the different butt jointed connectors there. So here in this case that two fiber ends are going to be taken, and it is going to be in close proximity, butted to each other, so that the fiber axis coincides. So that means that heated to each other here in this case, then in that case the fiber axis will coincide. These are the different butted fibers. We are going to have different types of connectors we are going to have in optical fibers. So the next is the expanded beam connectors. So expanded beam connectors are nothing but we are going to use the interposed optics. So interposed optics is nothing but it is going to be used at the joints of the two fibers there. So where when the light is going to be, you can see that this is a precision ferrule, and we are going to have the fiber to be inserted inside this precision ferrule, and when the fiber is going to be inserted during the joints, that is this is your fiber end. So in this fiber end, whatever is going to be the light we are going to transmit, the light should be transmitted from this fiber end, and it should expand. The beam will expand from this fiber end there. Once the beam is going to expand, the radiating angle is going to be a higher one. So this radiating angle should collimate, and it should enter into the receiving end of the fiber there. So this is the receiving, the other end of the fiber. So the other end of the fiber, this beam should be reduced, and it should enter into the fiber here. So here in this case, this is the acceptance angle there. So here this beam is going to be expanded and from the transmitting fiber, and then it should be reduced before entering into the receiving fiber there. So here in this case, this is called as an expanded beam connector. Next is you are going to go for a cylindrical ferrule connector. So cylindrical ferrule connector is nothing but it is a basic ferrule connector there, where we are going to have a concentric sleeve connector. So here in this case the two fibers, we are going to take the two fibers, and the two fibers are going to be permanently bonded. So how it is going to be permanently bonded is with the help of the epoxy resin in the metal plugs, which is going to be known as the ferrules there. So here we are going to have the accurately drilled central hole. So here in this ferrule we are going to have a central hole in the end faces, where we are going to strip the end faces where the fiber is going to be located there. So with the connector of the two ferrules are going to be placed in an alignment sleeve, then accurately we are going to machine the components so that the fiber ends are going to be butt jointed. So for doing this butt joint, the fiber end faces should be smooth and it should be a square shape there, that is perpendicular to the fiber axis. So here this can be achieved by varying success. So how it can be achieved is by cleaving the fiber before insertion into the ferrule. So here we are going to cleave the fiber before insertion into the ferrule, then inserting it and then bonding before cleaving the fiber close to the ferrule end face there. So this can be done using either A or B, this one. Next is polishing the fiber end face until it is flush with the end of the ferrule. So here the preparation of the fiber ends before fixing the ferrules. So the insertion loss approximately for the cylindrical ferrule connector is going to be 1 to 2 decibels with multimode step index fiber there. So here we can go for another approach, that is nothing but the Watts-Jewell approach. For close and approach we can go for the Watts-Jewell technique, and it is going to have a tolerance requirement. So here we can see that this is your ferrule connector. So here you are going to have the cylindrical alignment sleeve. So here this is your connector shell and this is your optical fiber. So here we are going to have the ferrule there. So here the cable is going to be terminated at this point. So here this is going to be one cable end and this is going to be the another cable end. So these two cable ends are going to be terminated. So this is your cable sheet which is going to cover the fiber there. And here in this case it is going to be, the drill is going to be made at the center of the ferrule and we are going to insert the fiber so that the fiber ends can be joined. So here we are going to have a Watts-Jewell connector ferrule. So Watts-Jewell connector ferrule is nothing but we are going to have a stainless steel ferrule where the bare fiber is going to be inserted into this fiber and an adhesive is going to be placed. This epoxy resin adhesive is going to be placed between the stainless steel ferrule and the fiber there. So here in this case between the plastic coating. So when it is going to be given, it is the fiber is going to be in place, that is this is going to be in place, and we can see that your adhesive can be fixed at the fiber end surface there. Next is your duplex fiber connector. So duplex fiber connector, where we are going to use it for two-way communications. So when I am going to use it for two-way communications, we have different types of ferrules there. So here mostly we will be using it in LAN connections there. So here we are going to have your FDDI interface. So FDDI is nothing but the fiber distributed data interface where your approximate loss is going to be 0.6 decibels. So this is going to be a media interface plug with your DFC, your duplex fiber connector to be present. Mainly for two-way communications in your telephone lines we will be using it. And next is your multiple fiber connectors. So multiple fiber connectors is I am going to have a ribbon cable where multiple fibers are going to be placed, and these multiple fibers are going to be connected to the other set of multiple fibers there. So here for that we are going to use a V-grooved silicon chip for mounting. So this is your V-grooved silicon chip for mounting, and the metal guiding rods. These metal blocks are going to be used for guiding the rods and the coil springs for the precise alignment. So the springs or coil springs are going to be there. These coil springs are going to be guided by this metal guiding rods there. And in this case the average loss is going to be approximately 0.8 decibels with multimode fibers, and it is going to be reduced to 0.4 decibels using index matching fluids. So the average loss is going to be reduced by using the index matching fluids there. So here we are going to have a fiber connector. So here we can say that it is a single mode 10 fiber connector there. So 10 fibers can be connected using this single mode fiber there. So this is your 10 fiber ribbon which is going to be given to a rectangular guide sleeve, and we are going to have a ferrule there, and this is the guide pin which is going to guide the fiber inside the ferrule there. So this is your cramp spring. So the expanded beam connectors are nothing but it is going to collimate and refocus the light from one fiber to the another. That is, the beam is going to be expanded, then after expanding it should reduce it to a point where the light is going to enter into the optical fiber. So for that we are going to use two lenses there. So we say that collimating and refocusing the light from one fiber into the other. So where we will be using this expanded beam connectors is for multi-fiber connections, and the edge connections for your PCBs we will be using this expanded beam connectors. Next is lens couple expanded beam connectors. So lens couple expanded beam connectors means we are going to use a spherical micro lenses there. So the spherical micro lenses are going to be used for the beam expansion and reduction there. So when I am going to use the lens couple expanded beam connectors, the loss is going to be, the average loss is going to be 1 decibels and it can be reduced to 0.7 decibels with AR coating there. So here this is 2 micro lenses connector and this is your molded plastic lens connector. So this is your plastic lens that is going to be used as a connector where the light is going to be collimated and then it is going to be reduced to a single point. Next is graded index rod lenses. So here an alternative lens geometry to facilitate this efficient beam expansion and collimation is your graded index rod lenses there. So it is going to be developed from your graded index fiber waveguides. So for that we are going to use a cylindrical glass rod where the cylindrical glass rod is going to be having a 0.5 to 2 mm in diameter with parabolic refractive index profile. So that means that graded index itself, we know that the refractive index of the core is going to vary continuously. So it is going to have a parabolic profile. So in that case you are going to have a cylindrical glass rod which is going to have 0.5 to 2 mm in diameter with a parabolic refractive index profile. So light is going to be light propagation is going to be determined by the lens dimension and the wavelength of the light. So we are going to produce a collimated out beam. So the output beam is going to be collimated or expanded with a divergent angle of 1 to 5 degrees there from the light source into the opposite faces of the lens. So you can see that your light is going to be entered here using the grind rod lens. The light is going to be collimated with an angle of 1 to 5 degrees there. So here this is going to be collimated and it is going to be sent to the receiving end there. So the ray propagation is going to be determined by the paraxial ray equation where it can be written as d square r by dz square is equal to 1 by n into dn by dr, where if I find the solution of this equation, the solution is going to take a sinusoidal path where r is equal to k1 into cos a the whole per half plus k2 into cos sin a whole per half into r. So here in this case, traversing of one sinusoid period is going to be called as one full pitch. Next is these are the various fractional pitch graded index rod lenses there. So here in this case, the pitch lens is going to be here 0.25 or it can be 0.23 or it can be 0.29. So depending upon the pitch lenses, you are going to have either 0.25 or 0.23 or 0.29. So here this company which is going to do this process is your Cellfork from Nippon Sheet Glass Company Limited there. So the losses which you are going to have in this graded index rod lenses is going to be approximately 1 decibels. The average losses can be 0.2 decibels with multimode graded index fiber and 0.3 decibels with single mode fiber there. So here the various ways the lights are going to be entered and it is going to be collimated, that is it is going to be reduced and it is going to be transmitted there. Similarly here the light is entering, 3 different lights are going to enter, it is going to expand and then it is going to be sent out here. In this case a light is going to enter from the fiber, it is going to get collimated here with the help of this 0.2523 pitch there. So here in this case this is your source and this is your fiber. Your light is going to be collimated, that is expanded, and then it is going to enter into the fiber by reducing its size. So here the pitch size is going to be 0.29p. Thank you.